Holy resurrection, Batman. It's welcome to my crypto world. I've took a big long hiatus from doing this little show that I do. I've probably not done one in a year, but I thought today that I would do my crypto world, give everybody an update on what's going on, what I've been up to, and I want to show you something really cool today. Anyways, as you know, we've had the pandemic thing going on, so it's kind of limited movement, and we've not had no events this year really. I was scheduled for an event in Virginia, which got canceled, of course. I was scheduled for Harlan Haunt Fest, which got canceled, of course. But not a lot of conventions and events going on this year, so I've mostly stayed, worked on stuff here at the house. I've worked on a new movie coming out, which I'll tell you a little bit more about that. And I've got out and done some Bigfoot research and stuff like that. I've had a little bit of a shoulder problem the last week, so I've not got to do as much as I wanted to do. But I've been working on the movie, Bigfoot, The Legend is Real. I'm really happy with it so far. The film is very close to being done. I had some computer problems yesterday, so I didn't really get to finish up the last few tweaks I needed to do. But I'm gonna get that done, and hopefully I can get it out by late October or sometime in November. It's got some fantastic evidence in it. Got quite a bit of day and night research, several interviews from witnesses that you've probably not seen before, that you've not heard their story before. Got some hunters who didn't really think much about Bigfoot, that found things in the woods that made them question and made them wonder. But anyways, like I say, welcome to finally another episode of My Crypto World. I don't know how often I'll do these. I stay kind of busy, and sometimes I don't have time to really sit down, because if I'm home and I got time, there's usually a lot of racket or something like that, and I don't want to do it that way. But that's a little update I just gave you on the movie. Like I say, I'm sorry I've not really done a whole lot of these, and gosh, it's been a long time. But I thought I would do one today and resurrect it, I guess, so to speak. I want to share something else with you today. I actually got something kind of really cool in the mail today. It come all the way from the United Kingdom. It come from a friend of mine, Nigel Mortimer. He actually builds the FCD ghost boxes. I bought one off of him. I bought a ghost box off of him, I don't know, a couple years ago. We used it in one of our films, in the Bizarre Encounters film. We used it in it and actually got one or two real good EVPs. The thing I like about Nigel's boxes is that when you do get an EVP, it's usually real clear, and you don't, the way he builds his boxes, when they're cycling through the radio stations, you don't get all that noise and cracking and popping in between the stations. You get a more crisp and clear EVP if it comes through. So the box has got a lot of extra features that you just don't find in other boxes as well. But the only flaw, I guess, or the only thing that the original box that I bought didn't have, that I really wanted to have, was a continuous sweep. It would run through the cycle, I don't know, maybe a few times, and it would stop, and then you have to push a button again to make it cycle back through. Well, Nigel made a new box, and it actually has continuous sweep on it. And my new box arrived today in the mail, and I've not actually had a chance really to try it out or nothing. I turned it on, see that it works. I just put some batteries in it. Some improvements off of the first box, which I think will be improvements, is you've got the actual external antenna now, if you want to use it. You still got the built-in battery, which you charge, but you still have to have the AA's. You've also got what the first box was lacking that I had, is the continuous sweep rate, which makes it a lot easier not to push a button. You kind of let it go. We still got the reverb. One cool feature I think that he added was that you can place your cell phone here in the top of this, and it actually you can connect it to the speaker through a Bluetooth. Like if you if you got some of the ghost apps that are legitimate, not the phony baloney ones, you can actually Bluetooth it to your speaker, to your LCD box. Set your phone up here and hit a play through that way, which is kind of cool. So I was happy to get that today and check that out. Hopefully I'll get a chance to try it out a little bit more. And another thing I like too, it's got a little cool strobing light effect, which I kind of like. And he always puts the crystals in it for better perception. So kind of cool. I was glad to get it. Nigel's a really nice guy. I like him. Seemed like a lot of people kind of rip on his boxes some, but I like his boxes, and we've used them several times. And for the money, it's kind of hard to beat the clarity of EVPs once you get them from his box. But other than that, I'm looking forward to getting this year over. Maybe in 2021 we can do some conventions and get out and meet a few people and a few fans and make a few new ones and share some information and things like that. I know everybody's I've been a little bit apprehensive about gatherings and stuff like that. So hopefully some of that'll pass in 2021 and we can go back to having our speaking engagements, and we can show you some good evidence and show you some things that we found over the years. But I just wanted to I'll make this video kind of short because I've not done one of them in a long time. I wanted to show you the box. I wanted to give you an update on what's going on as far as not being able to get out and do conventions. But I have been researching. I still got out game cameras right now, which I need to go pick up, but my shoulder's been kind of bad. I've not been out. What heck, been kind of bad. It's been real bad. I'm just now getting where I can move it up off my head. For about a week I had to kind of keep it pinned to my side. I can move it forward and backwards, but I couldn't lift it up because this tendonitis in this shoulder gets bad sometimes, and it really hurts. Not a whole lot you can do for it. Take a Tylenol or something like that, ibuprofen. But I've missed I've missed a week's worth of ginseng, and I like to get out and ginseng and explore for Bigfoot and things like that. And sometimes when I'm out ginseng, I do come across tracks that are Bigfoot tracks. They're not human tracks. There's nobody else been in there. I remember a couple years ago I was ginsenging and I found 3 tracks that were perfectly in a line around a little video. I guess it was like a little washed out dirt place. And of course my mind says, well, maybe it was a person, maybe it was another ginsenger. But right where the track was a big 4-fork of ginseng. So there was no ginsenger going to come and walk. I mean, it was right on it. It was almost stepped on it. There's no way a ginsenger did that and didn't dig it. So, and plus the foot was not, you could tell it wouldn't, it was really square-like, you know. And here's what people may not know about Bigfoot tracks. A lot of them differ. It seems like when they're younger, the Bigfoot track is a little more slender, but you always get that square toe thing, especially as they get older. But sometimes you get where the toes are kind of more to the side, not all the way to the side, but they more have a slant to them. So not all Bigfoot tracks, actually the toe part of them and stuff look exactly alike. One thing I have found that is consistent is that the push point is normally in the middle of the foot. That's if you can see it at all. A lot of times you can't see the push point. It takes really good soil or a real hard push off to make that. When I mean good soil, I mean something that's really loose that would move, or a real hard push off, maybe like they're making a real quick step or something like that. Because I found many tracks that you don't see the push points, and in that same track line you'll find where you do see the push point. At one time I found over 100 tracks. 30 of them were in one line. Over 30 was in one line, and some of those tracks you would not see the push point, and in other ones you could see the push point, which is kind of neat. But I don't know, it varies. I know people like to put Bigfoot kind of in, well, this is a Bigfoot, this is not a Bigfoot, this is exactly a real track, this is not a real track. But sometimes it does vary a little bit. Same way with appearance with Bigfoot. Not all Bigfoot look the same. Some look different color, they're kind of like us. Their nose may be bigger, maybe smaller. They may have bigger eyes, smaller eyes. But you know, there's some things that's consistent. If you see uglier than me human somewhere, you still know that's a human. Just they may be uglier than I am. Same way with Bigfoot. You may see a Bigfoot and you'll still know it's a Bigfoot, but it may look slightly different. Maybe uglier, prettier, or have a bigger nose, bigger mouth than maybe one you've seen before. So there is some variation there. And so I plan on, I'm going to give my shoulder a few more days. I plan on getting out and getting my game cams. When we was doing the still filming for the upcoming Bigfoot movie, the Legend is Real, we had planned on doing some night calls. I've got I think it's called a Top Dog or Turbo Dog call blaster. I actually loaded it with some good sounds, even some of the Ron Moorhead sounds that you can get on the internet. It's basically, you're free to use them as far as I understand. I was going to blast some of those in some of my area and see if I get any replies or bring some to me. I've not had a chance to do that yet. I wanted to do it for the film, but I didn't get a chance to. But I still plan on doing that. It's just going to be a little while longer. Been trying to get me a new four-wheeler. Finally found a place that's got what I want. I'm having a hard time closing the deal. I mean, everything's ready to go, and then they're so busy and they're short-handed because of the pandemic. It's hard to get a hold of anybody, so I'm trying to get me a new side-by-side. I've got those older four-wheelers, and they run pretty good and everything, but I worry about my wife when we go together. I'd rather for us to be sitting in something together than, because the four-wheelers we have, they don't have power steering, so, and my wife's kind of small, and I worry about her wrecking and things like that. I guess that's just normal stuff. But anyway, I plan on doing some call blasting. I've got some plans for the Nigel box that's upcoming. Also, I'm working on several other projects. They're moving slowly, but I'm planning on doing a season 3 of Almost Live. Almost Live season 2 was called The Hunt for Bigfoot. Season 3 is tentatively called Bigfoot and Beyond. Don't know exactly how many episodes that'll be yet, but I've already shot, I know, 2 or 3 already. It's just a matter of editing them and getting them ready to go. We have a Bigfoot Witness number 2 I'm working on. All of it is basically done. I got to do some writing for the narrations and opening narrations and just edit it. So that's a project. Hopefully I can get it done in 2021. And then also we've already filmed some for Return to Portal 31. We plan on doing another investigation paranormal investigation at Portal 31. If you've not seen the original Ghost of Portal 31 film, it's on Amazon and a few other streaming places. But after we went in there and investigated that place, there seemed to be an uptick in activity, all the way to some of the people who were taking the tour actually seen some apparitions and stuff like that. So full-bodied apparitions, hard word to say. But so I've got a lot of things lined up. And also, if you didn't know, I actually had a new book come out this year called Understanding Bigfoot, Helpful Information and Answers to Common Questions. In that book, there's over 20 questions. I think it's more like over 30, but I can't remember. It's a long life. Where I answer specific questions about Bigfoot, and it's not just based on my experience is how I answer the question. I answer it by looking at science and logic and what other people have told me about it, and what other witnesses have seen, and what I have personally seen. So I combine all this together, and I cross-reference it some with zoology and known animal behavior and things like that, and answer quite a few questions. And the book is selling fairly well and doing pretty good, and I've not really got a way to advertise it other than doing this or on Facebook or something like that. So if you've not checked that out, I hope you do. It's called Understanding Bigfoot: Helpful Information and Answers to Common Questions. And the artwork on that book was done by Michael Patton. Patton. I don't know. I have a hard time with his last name for some reason, but he's a good artist. Actually, he does some work on the Bigfoot film, which is for a witness that encountered 2 Bigfoot. But you'll see more about that later. Hopefully, I can finish up the film, and in the next week or so and get a official trailer out. But there you go. That's kind of what's been going on with me. I got some plans and things I'm working on. I'm still working on some other things. We got another thing I'm kind of working on, which I got to put it together too. Is I got a Bigfoot and Friends activity book. It's more, I guess, aimed towards kids and people who, I don't know, which I like to color. I still like to color sometimes. That's going to be a coloring book, an activity book, crossword puzzle, circle word type stuff, and some color. And I've had several artists in on that does some phenomenal work. So I hopefully get that out. If I can't get it out this year, hopefully next year, early next year. So got a lot going on, and on top of all that, I'm also running my zombie media publishing company and published several books and done for other people. And music, we're still doing music and publishing film. So I'm staying pretty busy. I just wished I could get more done and crank more out, because I know that I feel like we do good work, and that we present things honestly and best that we know how, using logic. And I know a lot of people in the Bigfoot, even in the paranormal community, they don't do that. They want to lead you and maybe post up stuff that's fake and baloney just to get the views and likes and things like that. And I understand we all want views and likes. I want views and likes. It helps me. It helps my bottom line. But I don't want to do anything that's scrupulous or fake or phony baloney to get that. So I feel like we do good work as far as helping people turn out their books and movies and music and things like that, and even our own research. A lot of our research team, with the pandemic and stuff, they've had to stay close to home themselves. Witnesses have not really wanted to come forward or sit down and do an interview because of COVID and stuff like that. So we've not been able to do a lot of that this year. But hopefully some of this will pass, and we'll get to do some of that in 2021. If not, we've got quite a few projects already lined up on the burner. Some of them are basically almost done, other than editing them and putting them out. So, and we got more stuff planned. We got some interviews and stuff lined up, and just a matter of getting them done. So there you go. This is the first time I've done my crypto world or anything for a long time. I will be, which by the time you see this, you'll probably know, I'm gonna during the pandemic, I kind of started a little podcast type thing and interviewed a few people and gave some commentary. I'm gonna upload those to YouTube as well. You can find them on other platforms and things, but they're not on YouTube. So I'm going to put them on YouTube. Some of the information, of course, may be outdated or old or not really pertain to anything right now. But there's some interviews with some people that's pretty interesting, and maybe some of my commentary or something that you might like on certain subjects. One thing, when the XFL was really hot, I done a little thing on HIT, and it also included a story about a UFO thing at the end locally. So several topics in it. So I'm gonna put those on YouTube as well, and maybe I'll give you something else to listen to. When you ain't doing nothing, or you're looking for some little bit of entertainment or whatever. But anyways, I'm gonna close this out for today. I'm gonna check out my Nigel box a little bit more and see how everything works on that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.